In order to optimize the performance of certain infrared detectors, such as the indium antimonide and MCT detectors, it is required to cool the device down to low temperature using liquid nitrogen as a cryogen. Liquid nitrogen boils at 77 Kelvin, so maintaining the nitrogen in the liquid phase ensures a device temperature around 77 Kelvin. In these cases, these detectors are housed in a Dewar, the Dewar being an isolated container of various dimensions to provide various hold times. The detector is fitted to a flange, one side of the Dewar. The inner walls of the Dewar are evacuated to provide insulation. We have a fill point to the top of the Dewar. It is recommended to decant liquid nitrogen from the main source into a small container such as a thermos flask. We should use one which is a metallic or Pyrex glass base, not a glass base which would not be able to withstand the rapid changes of temperature. And in all times, one should wear suitable hand wear, face protection, and ensure arms and legs are covered, no part of the body exposed. Now we will look at filling the Dewar with liquid nitrogen. To fill the Dewar with liquid nitrogen, we can remove the cap from the Dewar and fit the funnel provided. Ensuring you have suitable eye and skin protection, we can now proceed to fill the Dewar. One should do so very slowly at first, small amount of liquid nitrogen at a time over a few minutes, gradually filling the Dewar. If one fills too quickly, then as liquid nitrogen goes into the Dewar, it comes into contact with the structures of the Dewar and changes the gas phase. The gas will want to escape quickly. Now, since the aperture of the Dewar is small, this can create an eruption of the liquid nitrogen, which can be dangerous. One continues doing so, and you can see the column of water vapor emanating from the Dewar, and that's simply a result of the liquid nitrogen in the Dewar turning to the gas phase and rapidly escaping and cooling air in its passage. We can see the column becoming slightly more active. The more slowly one fills the Dewar, the better, the less risk of the liquid nitrogen erupting from the Dewar. we are. So we see we have slowly filled the dewar and avoided any great eruption. And we can see the liquid nitrogen coming out of the dewar, bubbling out. It would appear that the dewar is full, and one should in fact avoid as much as possible allowing the liquid nitrogen to come into contact with the outer structures of the dewar to ensure no damages occurred. Let's make sure the dewar is full. And we see the liquid nitrogen again coming out, so that would appear to be full to me. We can now simply remove the funnel with care and fit just gently drop on the cap. One should never seal the cap in place. It should be able to move according to the pressure within the dewar and vent should the pressure be too high. One should never look directly inside the fill port of the dewar, particularly when filling with liquid nitrogen, because there's the high potential of eruption of liquid nitrogen from the dewar. Here, having filled the dewar, I'm just looking into the fill port, ensuring eye protection and face protection is worn at all times. And with some lighting, one can see there the liquid nitrogen boiling away in the dewar, and one has an impression of the level at which the liquid nitrogen is sitting in terms of knowing if the dewar is full or not. And we've seen that the dewar overflowed, and from this view we can see the level of liquid nitrogen looks high. So we can simply replace the cap and go on to measure.